Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got a small engine related video. Haven't done one of those in a while because I just really haven't been working on small engines much lately. But this video is going to be about how to winterize a pressure washer. So you got a couple things you need to do. So the first thing you'll want to do is locate your gas tank, and there's going to be a slightly different process to however you do this depending on the make and model that you have. So this is a pressure washer with essentially what is a 212cc Predator engine on it. Of course, it's a different brand. So it's a Chinese Honda or a Honda engine. Instead of going through and unplugging hoses from the carburetor, which would be a little bit more work, on these ones, I've seen them on the Kohlers as well, you essentially have a little drain bolt here that I can drain most of the fuel from. So I'm going to remove that bolt and drain it into a gas can here. You'll want some kind of container to put it into. So that is one thing that you're going to want to do is drain the bowl. Otherwise that gasoline will corrode your carburetor and it'll clog up your jets and it will not start the next time you need it. So I'm going to drain the bowl, and I have this nice handy drain screw to drain it right into the gas can with. So for me, this is just a little 10mm bolt. Broke it loose pretty easily. It's going to work really similar to changing the oil on a vehicle. No. Well, it was flowing really good at first, and now it's just dribbling out, but I'm still catching pretty much all of it here in the gas tank. All right, it is going to be a minute, so I'll bring you back when it's all drained out or almost all done being drained out. Okay, I'm going to give the whole machine a little tip. I'm going to go ahead and shut the fuel off as well, just so that any residual fuel in the gas tank cannot pour into the carburetor and clog things up over the remainder of the winter. All right, we're done being drained out, so we'll go ahead and put the bolt back in. And by next time I have to use this, come late spring, summertime, I should be able to just put some fresh gas in there and open up the fuel and have fresh gas in the carburetor, and it should start up pretty quick. Now, something you can do if you wish is go ahead and change the oil in this thing. Now, I probably only have 3 hours on this thing. I just don't use it that much, and I haven't even really broken in the engine yet. So I'm going to just leave the oil that's in there. I think it's pretty dang clean still. And I've got a few hours left before I even need to change the break-in engine oil. Oh, pouring out. Yep, the stuff looks practically brand new still. But yes, right now would be a good time to go ahead and change the oil if you've used it, I don't know, more than 12 hours or maybe more than 20 hours over your last season with it. Now, I think this would be a pretty good opportunity to go ahead and just clean the air filter too while you're at it. If I can figure out how to get this cover off. So there's my air cleaner. It's totally fine, although it does need to be oiled. I do not understand why they send these air cleaners unoiled. Most people don't know they need to be oiled. And unless they've come out with filters that don't need oil, your filter needs some air filter oil. That's what I get for just assuming that filter had some oil on it. So like I said, I don't have very many hours on this thing, but this is some K&N air filter oil. I'm just going to spray a little bit on there. You can pick this up online in the description below if you need some air filter oil. I'll leave a link in the description below to a couple of different products, the K&N, and then probably some other cheaper alternatives, because K&N's usually some pretty expensive stuff. I did pick it up from my local O'Reilly's, but you can definitely get a better price on Amazon for it. There's probably a little more oil on there than there needs to be. But we're just going to go ahead and throw that back in there. The reason you want to oil your filter is because the foam filter itself does get all pretty much a lot of the big stuff, but there's going to be little fine dust that gets through there, and your engine is just plain and simply going to last longer if you oil it. There we go. It's back on, cleaned and oiled. Again, right now would not be a bad time to change your spark plug, but like I said, this has only got about 3 hours on it, so I don't need to change the spark plug. It'd be way too soon. Okay, so the last thing is pumping some antifreeze into your pressure washer pump. So this is some stable pressure washer pump protector, and it is just antifreeze in a can with pressure behind it from, I believe, probably aerosol. It does supposedly lubricate the pump a little bit, and so there is that. This is all I've ever used. If you wanted to, if you had some kind of fluid transfer pump, you could probably pour some antifreeze into a bucket. If you had an electric pump, you could hook up the electric pump to the pressure washer pump and pump some of that antifreeze in there. We're gonna go ahead and hook this up and I'll show you how it works. There will be a link in the description below to Amazon if you wanna go ahead and pick this stuff up. It's pretty convenient, it's not that expensive, and you'll help out the channel a little bit if you purchase it from that link. All right, so now what we're gonna do is hook this up. This is just a standard garden hose thread here where you stick your garden hose onto the pressure washer to feed it water, or your pressure washer tank if that was what you had. It kind of feels cross-threaded for some reason, but I don't think it is. All right, so it's hooked up. You have this tube here. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this little cap, and it looks kind of like a bottle of shaving cream. And you'll just go ahead and spray it in there until you see it coming out of the top of the pump or the outlet of the pump here. So this is a can that I used last year. I had some left over. I probably really need to just get another can, plan on getting a can for every season because I'm completely out now and I'd like to spray a little bit more through there to make sure that we're good, but it is probably okay. And at this point in the season now, if this pressure washer did have residual water in it, the pump's probably ruined anyway. I took too long to do the winterization, but it has been dry for so long and these inlet and outlets have been open and the outlet is open on the bottom. I don't think I've got any issues with breakage because I did it at about the same time last year and I had no problems after many, many nights of freezes. So I think we're okay, but you definitely should be getting this done earlier in the fall just to make sure that you don't actually have anything broken because these pressure washer pumps are probably at least $100 at the bare minimum, if not 150 bucks, and it'd stink to have to buy a new $150 pressure washer pump to throw on a $300 pressure washer. Of course, everything's gone up in price since I bought this thing, so it probably costs like at least $100 more nowadays. So that's pretty much it, guys. That is a winterized pressure washer right there. Again, I should have done the antifreeze a little bit sooner in the pump, but I just didn't get around to it until now. Really, the two biggest things you're going to want to do is get the antifreeze into the pump, and then you're also going to just want to get the fuel out of the carburetor so you have nice easy starting next year with no problems. You don't have to clean the carb or take it to a small engine mechanic or whatever. So pretty simple job. Hopefully that helped you out, and I really do appreciate you watching. Don't forget about those links below in the description if you want to pick that stuff up off of Amazon. It's nice, convenient, shipped to your door in a few days, and you'll give my channel a little bit of commission to help make more content like this. If you don't do anything else, giving me that thumbs up is free, and it also helps the channel out big time with YouTube's algorithms. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.